If your clothes dryer is not drying clothes properly, it could be due to a lint blockage. A clogged exhaust is the #1 reason why your dryer no longer works properly. In this video, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot and remove that blockage. The first thing to do is obviously check the most common components. Here you can see I'm looking at my exhaust vent and I'm removing as much of the lint as possible. Another overlooked component is your dryer's lint trap. You got to make sure that the lint trap is clean before every use. Here you see my lint trap and you can see that there's a lot of lint there, and you really have to clean this prior to every use. If you don't, it's definitely going to impede the machine's ability to dry. Another place to look that's not as obvious is your dryer's exhaust connection. There you can see that 90-degree elbow, you can see the exhaust pipe, and right there, that's usually a place that has a lot of lint. You also want to make sure none of your pipes are kinked, because if they're kinked, it's not going to exhaust out properly. In my case, after I checked all the previous areas and components, my dryer was still not drying properly. This is when I went online and I purchased this kit. It's the dryer vent clean out kit. I looked at the before and after pictures, and I do have a very long 30-foot exhaust, and I said, why not? Let's give it a try. Here you can see me cleaning out that long exhaust that I have, and right away when I started using this dryer vent kit on my hose, which is 30 foot long, I started seeing all kinds of lint fall off, and I knew that there was a problem there. This particular dryer exhaust probably hasn't been cleaned for at least 40 years, so there was a lot of lint that was clogged up on the exhaust pipe. And of course, if you have a clogged exhaust pipe, the dryer is not going to be able to remove that moist air and dry your clothes properly. This dryer vent kit was very easy to use, very easy to assemble, and like I said, my exhaust pipe is at least 30 feet, and it went all the way in there with the various brushes. I removed all the lint. You can see all the lint that's on the floor here. Once I loosened all that lint, I then used a vacuum to go ahead and pull out all that lint out of the pipe, and you can see there was so much lint that it actually clogged up my shop vac. So I had to remove the lint from the pipe on the shop vac, and that's when I started realizing how much lint I had trapped in there over the years. So you can see it piling up over here, and when you have this, for over 40 years and it's trapped inside that exhaust, your dryer is not going to be able to dry clothes properly, even if it's a new dryer. After I cleaned out 40 years of lint, you can see how much more powerful the exhaust is. You can hear it. It definitely was not doing that before. I initially got this vent dryer kit because a lot of my tenants were complaining that the dryer was not drying properly, so I bought this vent kit and it worked out great. As you can see, it's very easy to assemble. All you need is a drill, so the extensions just snap in and you can go ahead and assemble it to the length that you need it to be, and it worked out great. I also bought another kit that you attach to the vacuum cleaner just to vacuum out anything that fell where you put the lint filter in. Anything that fell back there, you can go ahead and remove it with this kit that I have here. Like I said, it comes with a brush and it attaches to your vacuum, and you can go ahead and vacuum all that out. You can use the brush first, and then you can go ahead and hit it with the vacuum like I'm doing here, and it'll further remove any lint that fell back there. And again, all these kits are in the description. If you want to check it out, check out the description for the links to all the products that I'm using. So as I mentioned, I was really happy that I bought these two kits because it really made me remove 40 years of lint that was trapped there. And for the longest time, everybody was complaining that the dryer was not working properly, and it was a brand new dryer, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I checked the usual places, the outside vent, the lint trap itself, the actual 90-degree elbow I checked as well, and I couldn't find the problem. But what ended up happening is all this lint was stuck somewhere on the 30-foot exhaust hose, and I just couldn't get to it with conventional methods. I had to use the kit, and the first one there with the brushes really helped to loosen all that lint. Then I used the vacuum to further remove that lint from the exhaust pipe, and it made a tremendous change, and it really helped solve the problem. And as I mentioned before, if you have a clogged exhaust, your dryer is not going to work properly. It's not going to remove the moisture from the clothes, and it's just not going to work. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, put a like, and subscribe for more videos.